Hi everyone, this is Shalom Zirkind reporting from Corona Heights. We're unfortunately in the height of a Corona outbreak, and we're asking everyone to be safe and healthy and listen to the directives that are being given out, and at the same time to daven for those that need a refuah shalema, and to add in bitachon and happiness. And it's still the month of Adar, when we transform all negative things through joy. This Shabbos coming up, although Gullah's plan, it looks like most people will stay home. Actually, it's a big sign that Mashiach is coming. Someone said if all shuls in the world are closing, that means that the big shul has to open up now, so that we could all go there. So this Shabbos is a tremendous Shabbos. Shabbos Parshas Vayakel Pekudei. It's the end of Shabbos Chazak. Vayakel Pekudei together. It's also Shabbos Parshas Achodesh, or Shabbos Mevarch in the month of Nisan. We read the fourth of the four Parshias of Achodesh, announcing the coming of the month of Nisan. And it's also Chafei Adar, which is the day that the world was created in the level of thought. Chafei Elul is when the world was created physically. In the actuality, in the level of machshava, of thought, the creation took place from the end of the month of Adar. And it's also the Shabbos before Chav Zayin Adar, which is the day that the Rebbe had a stroke, both in 1992 and 1994, and it's a very serious day, demanding us to make a cheshbon hanefesh, a reflection of what we did to bring Mashiach. So there's just a small thought that comes to my mind. I'm not the greatest, I obviously don't know what the Eibishter's reasons or plans are, but obviously the world is going through a very great change, and it happened very quickly and through something which is very intangible, sort of. You need a microscope to see this virus. Most people didn't even take it seriously to begin with, because it's something that you can't really see. What's the big deal if I shake someone's hand, or if I am, or if I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I don't feel sick, I don't have any symptoms. What's the big deal if I just speak to someone or go to shul or whatever it is? But yet we realize that a lot of things transpire very quickly and much faster and much more beyond our understanding of things. So this is just a lesson also connected with the month of Nisan, which is the month of redemption. What's the message of the month of redemption, the month of Nisan? The Eibusher tells Moshe Rabbeinu, Achodesh Hazeh Lachem, this month is the month of redemption. But together with that, he shows him together that he gave him the mitzvah of sanctifying the new moon. And he introduces the month of Nisan by introducing the mitzvah of sanctifying the moon when it comes into appearance. And the message is, as our sages tell us, that in Jewish history, the Jews are compared to the moon. It becomes big and bigger and bigger until the middle of the month, when it's most complete. Then it diminishes smaller and smaller until it reaches a point you don't see anything. And then as a small sliver starts appearing, that's called the moiled, that's called the birth of the moon, or whatever. I don't know if that's exactly called the moiled, but that's when we first see the new moon. And then the witnesses would come and testify to the high court that they saw the new moon, and they would establish the new month. And Jewish history is the same way. We had the height of our glory in the days of Shlomo HaMelech, and the building of the first Beis HaMikdash. And then historically we had ups and downs. And then when we reach a point that we think that everything completely wanes, that there's nothing left, that we reach a point that we think that we don't see anything and we don't see any hope. That is the birth of the new moon. That is when the redemption comes. So I think it's a very apropos thought, thinking about this whole, people couldn't imagine just a few weeks ago, a few months ago, the whole world would come to a standstill, and all the markets would be heavily affected, and the economy would be heavily affected, and all the things that people believe in health and in. So all the things that people believed in, the health, the economy, all the securities that people believed in, they realize that it's all, it's all just falling apart before their eyes. So, which means, people can't imagine, how could Mashiach come? How could the world go under such a major transformation in such a quick amount of time? Well, my dear friends, believe it or not, we see it happening right before our eyes. Something small and tangible, which you could only see through a microscope, is changing the whole world very quickly in a very profound way. So obviously, I don't know what Abish's plans are or isn't, but this is definitely a very apropos thought, realizing how, in a positive sense, things that we don't even think make a difference, one small action, one small mitzvah, can have such profound effect in the whole world and bring Mashiach very quickly. So that is a thought regarding the connection of the coronavirus with the month of Nisan, HaChodesh, the appearance of the new moon. At first you don't see anything, but then that small sliver of the new moon is what is the signal of the rebirth of the Jewish people. But before you see the new moon, you see absolutely nothing. And then finally you see what it's all leading up to, and it's leading up to the redemption of the Jewish people. We also have a Yakel and Pekudei coming this week, and we have a Yakel and Pekudei. We was the last Farbrengen we merited hearing from the Rebbe was on the week of Vayakel. Stavshin on Beis, and the Shabbos before the Rebbe had the stroke was Vayakel, which was the 25th of Adar. It was not together. Yakel and Pekudei were not together. And the Rebbe spoke about a thought that I think is very apropos for what's going on today. The Rebbe spoke about Vayakel and Pekudei, we read them together, but really the meaning of the words of the Parshiyos each resembles something very opposite and different. Vayakel represents gathering all the Jewish people together. Moshe, before he built, in order to prepare the Eden for the Mishkan, he first gathered everyone together, men, women, and children, and gave them the mitzvah of building the Mishkan. Then we have Parshas Pekudei. Parshas Pekudei speaks about the accounting, how every single item was accounted for, how much gold, how much silver. So in a certain sense, Vayakel represents the pluralism, how everyone is doing everything together as a whole. Pekudei, on the other hand, represents individualism, how each person on his own is, doing his own avodah, and both things are important. On one hand, we need to join forces with everyone, but together with that, every single person, every single act, there's sometimes we focus on doing things that are more general, and then we focus much more on the details. So today, most of us, again, hopefully Mashiach will be here before Shabbos, and Nisan is a time of redemption. There's Chodesh Nisan, some people say the date Mashiach is supposed to come. Definitely, now that we're Shabbos Mevarchim, Mashiach could come right now. There's no need for any more excuses, and we'll all be together with Eretz Yisrael. But now that most people are stuck at home, it highlights the thoughts about Pekudei, each individual. We're davening in our own homes, and we're going to have to create the environment of a Shabbos Mevarchim and a Shabbos Chazak. And everything on our own, it's our own. It all boils down to me and just myself, stuck in my own house. So this is a very important lesson by Vayakel and Pekudei, that sometimes we get lost in the crowd, and now is the time to think about our own individual avodah. So both things are important, obviously. This is just a thought, might be apropos for the situation regarding Vayakel and Pekudei. It's also, like I mentioned, it's Chafei Adar, Chav Zayin Adar. These days are very strong and important. They highlight the birth of the world, and one more thought to finish off. Chav Zayin Adar is this Monday. It's the day that, like I mentioned before, that Rebbe became ill in 1992. It was 28 years ago. And it's a day that really demands a lot from us. Now it's up to us. It's not, for Chav Zayin Adar, a person could just go with the flow. There was Farbrengens, there was a lot of inspiration coming in a revealed way from the Rebbe. We didn't have to do much. But now it's up to us. We have to bring Mashiach. And as I mentioned before, the situation that we're in now, Pekudei, makes us focus on our own Daled Amis. We're Baruch Hashem, at least we have, communications that we're able to use, so we're not, even when we're stuck at home, we're still able to talk and see what's going on in the world. But at the same time, it makes us focus on myself. What am I doing here and now? What's going on in my own house? And I can't run away anywhere. And similarly, it comes Chav Zayin Adar is a time that makes us think, what did I do? Or what am I doing to bring Mashiach? And one small act is very important, but we need more than just one small act. We need something that touches upon the essence of our soul. As I mentioned before, the Jewish people's redemption is compared to the birth of a moon. The birth of a moon, when the moon comes into being, might be very small, but what's very special about it is that it's a new entity, something, the existence of the moon came into being. And similarly, the coming of Mashiach and the coming of Mashiach in a person's own service of Hashem doesn't just mean that he adds another act, another few acts. These are all extremely, extremely important and crucial, but more fundamentally, it means that a person reawakens his essence, that he wakes up, that he himself comes into being, he brings out his true identity as a Jew, as someone that connects to Hashem, has faith in Hashem, has trust in Hashem, and is living his life in the way that Hashem wants. And through that he experiences true redemption, which is the theme of the month of Nisan. So the day of Chav Zayin Adar is not just another day, it's not just a day that calls us to spend another few minutes to sit and learn, but there are certain things in life that have to shake up a person to the very core of his being and to make him really reflect on what his whole purpose is, what his whole life is. Chav Hei Adar, like I mentioned before, this Shabbat is also the day of the creation of the world. Every Jew is a world, a small world. And on the birth of the world, which we really celebrate on Rosh Hashanah, but in a certain way it also took place on a deeper level, on a higher, more spiritual level in the month of Chav Hei Adar and Ish Chodesh Nisan. On Rosh Hashanah, what happens to a person? The idea of Rosh Hashanah is that a person renews himself completely, coming from his very essence. Similarly, it comes that time of the year, a person has to renew himself. The difference is that on Tishrei, he renews himself through tshuva, through introspection, and so on and so forth. In the month of Nisan, the Jew renews himself by focusing on Hashem's kindness, Hashem schlepping him out from his tzaddis, and focusing on arousal from above, which is above and beyond his service. But either way, it's something which renews a Jew with new vitality. It brings out, makes him renew his essence. It's not just another detail. It's something which is, he's becoming completely new. Every day we're really supposed to become new. That's why we say Meidani L'fanech every day. Every day we're like a new creation. But particularly when it comes this time of the year and everything that's going on around us, and the day of Chav Zayin Adar in particularly, it's a time to reflect, renew our dedication, renew our commitment, renew our inner connection in a deeper, higher, more meaningful way. And we should all merit that we should be together with Mashiach and Eretz Yisrael, and all the shuls that are closed will be joined together with the Beis HaMikdash, and there the doors will never close. The Pasuk says the doors of Yerushalayim will remain open forever. And all sicknesses and all problems will be eradicated. Everything will be transformed to good. And we should have, as our sages tell us, B'Nisan Nigalo, B'Nisan Asidan Li'Yigol, that the redemption will take place in the month of Nisan. We should all merit a personal, communal, national, international, universal redemption in every facet of our lives, and mainly and primarily through the coming of Mashiach. Take it from me, Ad Mamish. Have a good Shabbos. Stay safe, healthy, and Mashiach now.